Here we are in late September, and we're off to picking our reds here on Pritchard Hill. And looking back at what got us here, in this summer to fall time frame. When we look back at the veraison time frame, when grapes are going from green to red,
those grapes going from green to red finally, and sizing up, coloring up, and getting ready for harvest. And so that's a big moment for us. As post-veraison, we're out in the field looking at how much fruit is on that vine.
A lot of boots on the ground, a lot of eyes on the vine have to happen. It's a constant monitoring of how that crop is evolving, how that canopy is handling heat waves. You see the big swings in stress, where the other ones are kind of going like this. Every once in a while, we're lucky enough to be visited by our old vineyard manager, Dave. And it's always nice to have a set of eyes that's seen the hill for many, many years and can, basically just, let us know what he's thinking, how things are evolving in his eyes.
But so far, average, just slightly under.
Yeah. This year, things are looking very good. Crop load's looking good. Quality's there. It looks like we're gonna have plenty of color, plenty of big tannins.
Especially here on Pritchard Hill, within a block, we may say it's one block, but within it there are pieces that behave differently because of aspect, because of soil. The terraces are a great example of this up above Molly's house, in that you have the inside row of the terrace and the outside row of the terrace. And they really are two different vineyards. We don't pick them the same, we don't treat them the same in terms of fermentation. They're very different, even though they're only 8 feet apart.
We have 104 acres of vineyard here on Pritchard Hill, but it's not the only acres that we have to worry about. We purchase fruit from a lot of select growers to make the wines we make here at Chappellet. A good example of that would be Zinfandel. We found Bald Mountain a long time ago. We've been working with the Thatchers and Cameron, who's the vineyard manager there, for a long time, and we've grown to know that piece of land pretty darn well.
Bald Mountain is at such a neat place, being dry farmed, old vines in.
Got some color change.
That tastes good.
Dry farming is very, very dependent on rainfall, so we can see crop go way up or way down. It tends to taste the best when it has this very mixed, they're not raisins, they're kind of in between a very plump grape and a raisin, and those taste amazing. So we're always looking for Zin to kind of act that way.
These ancient relics that we look at that are still bearing fruit and are still bearing quality fruit. On top of the Mayacamas Mountains, and you get a beautiful view of Sugarloaf State Park, and on the other side you get to see Napa. It's just a kind of a magical place to be.
And then we also, as a group, go out to San Giacomo for Chardonnay. We have 2 sites that we've really focused on, and we find that they're the kind of the crown jewels of San Giacomo, which is a very large vineyard. One site is El Novelero, which is in the bluffs. As you kind of approach the mountains that separate Sonoma Valley from the Petaluma Gap. Especially that wind load coming through the Petaluma Gap keeps those canopies very short, and so it's a much colder site. And that's a Wente clone. So it's a short canopy. It's pretty light in terms of yield, but it gives us really high quality, this oily mouthfeel. So we value that quite a bit, the oily, viscous mouthfeel it can bring to a blend. We have 3 blocks of Robert Young clone in this vineyard. Our other site is Keyser, and what's really special at Keyser is it's like a clockwork place. Vines are happy, it's got deep kind of loamy clay soil, but we have diversity within it. We have Robert Young clone, Wente clone, some Dijon, and these all perform differently. Robert Young has this amazing, citrus, tropical forward nose and aroma. And then the Dijon is a little bit more kind of your old school Chardonnay with more of a peach, apple, stone fruit aspect. And that gives us more tools for blending. It's kind of like having more paint on your palette. And we're constantly in the field kind of, are the flavors right? Are the bricks right? Is the acid right? We're looking for all of those things to come into focus. And then once we contact that grower about, okay, well, we want to pick in 3 days. And hopefully they can do that. All of our growers are very responsive to us. They know we're looking for quality. And then on Pritchard Hill, we work seamlessly with our vineyard team. We, again, can micro pick. By the time I'm here at 6, we can land exactly how many tons we want from each block into the winery. We have such a level of control here on Pritchard Hill. So we can tell Stephanie or Andrew, well, we only want 4 tons, and they'll bring you, 4 or 4.1.
And that continues throughout all of harvest. There is a method to our madness. It doesn't look very systematic, but I can tell you that we're pulling the grapes off the vines right when they're needed.